A 6-year-old boy was killed after being run over 3 times by a man who told police he had been drinking. 52-year-old Pedro Alberto Hernandez is charged with murder and driving under the influence. The incident occurred just before 7 p.m. on the 1st of October, when the boy was walking with his grandfather on the 9700 block of Leawood Boulevard in Houston, Texas, through a parking lot in front of a laundromat on their way to a store when he was struck. The grandfather yelled at Pedro, who then allegedly stopped, backed up, and then ran over the child again, causing one of the tires to rest on the child's face. The grandfather continued to yell, and Pedro was again accused of running over the child for a 3rd time. The boy's grandfather told police Pedro reportedly grinned at him and tried to drive off. The grandfather pulled Pedro out of his car and pinned him against the hood, while witnesses around helped in holding Pedro down until police arrived. According to the authorities, Pedro admitted to drinking 4 16-ounce beers while at work before driving to the laundromat, where he intended to meet someone who owed him some money. This isn't the first time Pedro has been accused of driving under the influence. He was reportedly convicted of drunk driving in Harris County in 2015, in Freestone County in 2016, and in Fort Bend County in 2020. He's still serving a 5-year probation on the 2020 driving while intoxicated conviction. Pedro appeared in a probable cause court on the 2nd of October, where a judge set his bail at $600,000. On the 30th of September, 20-year-old Jaron Garcia was sentenced to 18 years in prison after he was found guilty of murdering his stepfather, 49-year-old Mark Ramos. The incident occurred at around 12:30 a.m. on the 5th of March 2021 at a home in the 100 block of Alvarez Place in San Antonio, Texas. At the time of his arrest, Jaron told officers that his mother, Bertha Garcia, was threatened by Mark, and he acted in self-defense, leading to a physical altercation. The events unfolded when the married couple started arguing, and Mark poured beer over Bertha's head, causing her to close her eyes to keep the beer out. Jaron and his younger brother then confronted their stepfather. Mark then picked up a portable speaker and threw it at Jaron, striking him in the head. Jaron then went to the bedroom and came back with a loaded handgun. Bertha testified that she begged them to stop fighting. "I'm telling him not to shoot, it's not worth it." She said she tried to step in front of her son and even hit him a few times. "Before I knew it, he shot over me. Mark did not have to die," she said. The younger son also testified, saying he intervened because at one point, Mark had keys in between his fingers and was trying to stab him and his brother. The defense pointed out the victim's history of domestic abuse. He had no problem being aggressive, wanting to hurt people. He would be out of control, and that night, he was out of control, it was argued. The prosecution said there was no way the killing was a matter of self-defense, arguing that Jaron's mother actively tried to stop him from committing murder. Mark tries to walk out of the house, but Jaron follows him and continues to fire and shoot 6 times. Mark was struck multiple times in the chest and was rushed to a local hospital in a critical condition, but died a short time later. Prosecutors said there were inconsistencies in the story that was told after the crime happened and during the trial, including the younger brother having initially claimed that he did not witness the shooting because he was putting his shoes on. The self-defense justification was rejected by jurors, and Jaron was sentenced to 18 years, half of which must be spent in prison before he's up for parole. The Catoosa County Sheriff's Office is appealing to the public for help to help them learn more about a deceased infant that was found at Graysville Canoe Launch. At around 1 p.m. on the 27th of September, the authorities responded to 1789 Graysville Road in Ringgold, Georgia, on reports of a lifeless, undeveloped infant laying face down on the edge of South Chickamauga Creek, with the umbilical cord and placenta still attached. The investigators believe the infant was brought to the area sometime earlier in the day. Gary Sisk from the Catoosa County Sheriff's Office said, "We know that someone's going through a very tragic time in their life, and we want to help. If you saw something at the Graysville Canoe Launch before 1 p.m. on the 27th of September, such as a vehicle or persons in the area, and you know someone who was pregnant and is now without their baby, please give us a call." Gary said an autopsy is being conducted to help develop information. The investigation into the matter continues. A man is dead after being hit numerous times as he tried to cross a busy Houston, Texas freeway. The accident happened at around 11 p.m. on the 28th of September, off Southwest Freeway and Chimney Rock Road on Houston's west side. The authorities said a man tried to cross the freeway when he was hit by a vehicle, which then drove off. While lying in the road, the police said 3 other cars ran over him, not realising he was there. Several cars stopped and called the police, and he was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators are looking for the vehicle that initially hit the man,